Hi everyone, welcome to our Saturday morning cookie show. We're so happy that you could join us here this morning. Today we are making a Thanksgiving staple. We're making dinner rolls since Thanksgiving is coming up in a couple weeks. The recipe that we are using is a variation on a recipe from a cookbook that Miss Liz had at home, but she's kind of made it her own over the years. So for this recipe, you need 3.5 to 3 3/4 cup flour, and you can either use all-purpose flour, or you can use a mixture of all-purpose flour and whole wheat. And that is what we're doing. We're using half all-purpose and half of the whole wheat flour. So whatever you want to decide on that. You can also make a decision on what type of sugar you use. So you can use white sugar, or you can use honey. We are using honey in our recipe, and that calls for 1/4 cup. And then you need 1/4 cup olive oil, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 1/4 teaspoon regular or quick active dry yeast. And then you need 1/2 cup of very warm water and 1/2 cup of very warm milk. So, yeah, that was the milk.
That's the milk. That's all right.
Yep, that's okay. And then you need 1 large egg. So just an egg. And then, so the first step, make sure our egg doesn't roll away, is to mix 2 cups of the flour.
So we've got 1 cup of the white and 1 cup of the wheat.
Add our salt, and that was 1 teaspoon salt. Yep, and then we're going to add our yeast. That was 2 1/4 teaspoon. And then we're going to add our olive oil, 1/4 cup. And then we're going to add our honey, which is our sugar. We're going to add 1/4 cup of that.
We like to use the same measuring device for the oil and the honey, because if you do the oil first, then your honey doesn't stick.
So we have our honey all measured out, and we're going to add that to the mixture. And you're going to mix that and stir that together. Right. Okay. After you have it all, your dry ingredients all mixed together, we have to warm up our water and our milk.
So we're going to get the water hot at the sink, and the other one of us is going to take the milk to the microwave. We want that, the recipe says 120 to 130 degrees. I never actually use a thermometer. I just think of bath water. You want it to be a little hotter than the bath water that you would be comfortable in. So a little warmer than bath water. Does that make sense?
Okay, we'll be right back. We're back with our water and our milk that we got warm, and we're going to add that to the bowl. We're also going to add our egg in this step.
I like to stir in the milk and the water a little bit first.
Okay.
Good. So that's what it should look like. It's totally incorporated.
And then you want to add in enough flour to make your dough easy to handle. And Liz is going to add some of the whole wheat flour to ours.
Usually takes about another cup. It just depends, honestly, on the weather, how humid your air is.
So we have our workable dough here. It's still a little bit sticky, but it still holds up into a ball. And so our next step is we're gonna flour a surface that we're gonna knead the dough on. So Miss Liz is using the white dough. It's a little bit nicer to knead the dough with on the table. So she put some of that on the table, and then she's gonna knead that. And then you want to knead for about 5 minutes. It might take longer, but you want your dough to feel smooth and elastic. And I think Liz has explained it to me like a baby's cheek or a baby's butt. Like I'm trying to think, baby's cheek
like their
or
belly.
Yeah, their belly. You know. Liz is all done kneading the dough, so there her baby belly is. I went ahead and greased another bowl with olive oil, and we're gonna stick our dough in there. We're gonna get all of the sides coated with the oil. And then this is where the dough is gonna rise. So we're gonna cover that with a layer of plastic wrap. And we're just gonna let it rise in a warm place for about an hour until the dough doubles in size. Liz has already punched it down. It's come out of the bowl, and now we're gonna section it off into the individual rolls.
It'll be about 15 pieces. You can make them bigger or smaller if you want to, but this will make a nice average sized dinner roll. So you just pinch it off, like I showed you, and then you just kind of pull all the edges in using your thumb. And you pinch it together at the bottom. So you have a nice little ball. Then you take that ball and you roll it in the oil. We have our pan already oiled with olive oil. You can use canola oil. So you want to coat that roll with oil and then just set it in the pan. So Miss Erin and I are going to section these off and roll. We'll be right back. I went a little fast when I showed you the last time. You just want to make sure that the top is nice and smooth and rounded, and that the bottom is pinched close. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be precise. You just want it to have that good dome that will rise evenly as it cooks. So then we're just going to reuse the plastic wrap we put on the bowl. We're going to set those to rise, I think, about another half hour before we put them in the oven. So we'll be right back. The rolls have risen. As you can see,
they look yummy. Yum, yum, yum.
So we're just going to take off the plastic wrap. We've got our oven preheated to 375 degrees. We're gonna put those in there for about 12 to 15 minutes. I'll show these one more time. They smell so good.
Yummy, yummy.
We'll be right back. So we took our rolls out of the oven. It took a little longer in our toaster oven than a regular oven, but you can see how they're nice and brown on the top. Usually they will be nice and a golden brown on the bottom as well, but our toaster oven didn't get that, but they are done. So you can see that they're totally done.
I already cut it by.
Delicious and steaming hot.
Yum, yum. So we hope you guys enjoy this Thanksgiving treat, and hope you guys have a good weekend. Thank you for joining us. Bye.